what are your views on this mission mode program of NEP?
I think my opinion in this is that it's very timely and very kind of detailed and comprehensive. So I think we are very positive towards looking at this playing a very great role in achieving the learning outcomes.
What are the changes you expect for children's teachers and parents, as in, especially when after almost a year and a half gap, children's will be going to the school?
I see as by kind of the closer and then now schools reopening is that the biggest question I think to everyone's mind, and also one should collectively work on, is that what it takes to help children to get up to speed with their process of learning. Because as you know that the India is not doing great in terms of the learning outcome. Even pre-pandemic, we had been lagging behind a lot. More than 50% students in grade 3 are not being able to read the text of grade 3, right? So a majority of the children in the country are not at their grade level, even pre-pandemic. And because of this entire kind of the divide created because of the kind of school closure and all, more and more children are joining that lot, which means that more and more children are slipping into the learning poverty. One is the pre-pandemic learning gap is fulfilled, and second is that how do we ensure that the child is coming prepared and motivated to be part of the learning process and then become the lifelong learner.
This brings me to the next question, is that how will one ensure the capacity and the quality of training across, being consistent across all these stratas of the society? So be it rural learning or be it urban students who are going to private schools, government aided schools. So how will it basically pan out? How do you ensure the capacity is well trained?
Look at the kind of teachers training, the way teachers are trained, especially in the public education system or the low-cost private school education system. I think that has been pretty kind of one-time standalone process where teachers get some kind of training and they tend to forget most of the kind of pedagogical practices they learn during their pre-service training, and then enter the kind of workforce in the in-service training what they get. So I think the biggest challenge is to how do you ensure that teachers are not only being provided training one standalone, one time, one off, but rather build a very solid, comprehensive and continuous professional development for teachers. And for that, it is very important not only to think the physical form of teachers capacity. I mean, the technology is playing a very critical role. We are in tech era, and how do you really ensure that you harness the power of technology and ensure that the blended approach of teachers capacity is being in place at all the levels? That comes with providing them enough support. I mean, setting their very clear expectation in terms of their roles and responsibility, providing them continuous support in terms of opportunity to develop professionally, and also being able to coached and monitored and being provided the feedback to do the course correction. And for that, it will be very important not only to provide a kind of offline or online teacher development programs, but also ensuring that your entire structure is in place and teachers are getting support at the local level. So how do you ensure that academic structure is such that teachers are being coached, being observed, coached and developed as they do their work in the system? So bringing the kind of different best practices together, different parties together, innovative practices, and also ensuring that teachers are able to access those resources, those kind of avenues to develop themselves, and then have the right mindset and the motivation to go and teach in the classroom.
So how do you see the ecosystem? I mean, in terms of the mission, the government, the infrastructure, or probably academically within their schools, how should one build capacity, infrastructure? What are basically the aspects in terms of the administrative reforms which this scheme or this mission particularly focuses on? So can you just highlight those for us?
So I think, one of the most important thing for any particular policy, if you're talking about the education mission, right? I mean, any education mission cannot be successful until you have both the kind of parts of it working in tandem, right? So It has an academic part, but also a very solid administrative part, right? So if you look at the kind of the policy and also mission document, it is divided into two very clear buckets, right? And why it is important to have these two clear buckets is that one is that if you're talking about the teaching, learning, or the education, you cannot talk of a very high quality education system until you have a very high quality academics in place, which means that having a very high quality curriculum, having very high quality teaching learning material, having very high quality teachers training process, the entire academic support unit, how do you ensure that kind of the assessment system in place, that data is flowing from one place to another, and there is a culture of feedback, openness, and all. So this is like one part of the entire piece, right? If you look at the kind of, because ultimately what happens, which affects teacher most, is basically in the classroom and the teaching learning process, which teachers lead, right? And how do you make sure that the teachers are not only being the instructor, rather they are becoming the active practitioner, reflective practitioner, and they are also ensuring that the children are taking part in the learning and taking charge of their learning and gradually develop mindset is very critical, right? So how do you then ensure that teachers are equipped not only with the pedagogical aspect, but also with the kind of necessary material, tool, template, framework, and then necessary teaching, coaching and support, right? So the key objective of the administrative component, if you look at the kind of this entire mission, it talks a lot about that. Though they are component parts of the academic structure, you are talking about TLM, you are talking about teacher, academic support structure, there are diets, there are others, but how do you stitch everything together? Because you require a holistic and integrated approach, right? So how do you then bring everything together and then have very laser sharp focus on the children learn, which is foundational literacy and numeracy. So for that, I think there is a very clear mention as to what does it mean at different levels. So there is a national level steering committee in the PMU. They talk about state level, they talk about district level, and that goes up till the district level project management units and district level steering committees, which means that the accountability of each and every stakeholder in the system has been set very clearly, saying that, okay, you as a particular, as a secretary of education needs to play this role. As a kind of a very clear steering committee member. Similarly, the district PMU, there is a very clear role for the district magistrate. If you look at the policy, because as you know that the district magistrates are very critical agents if it comes to how do you really see the development of the district, be it health, education, anything for that matter, right? So how do they take the charge for the district, not only from health standpoint and law and order standpoint, but also education standpoint, right? How do they take the charge, and how do they bring all the stakeholders together to ensure that? So the main objective of academic is to ensure that the teaching learning happens in the classroom in a very robust manner and a very world-class teaching learning. Whereas the administrative objective is to ensure that it happens on time, and the needed support is being provided to the entire workforce to be able to do that job. If they work in tandem, if there is a kind of a proper equilibrium or a kind of balance, then I think the objective of mission could be achieved for sure.
Do you see any challenges and risks, or you foresee any problems towards mission achieving those objectives, and if so, then how these can be mitigated?
I think there are a few risks involved for sure. If you look at the policy is very ambitious, right? and the mission is very ambitious. Achieving universal foundational literacy and numeracy by the end of 2026, we have 5 years to go, and we never know that how many more pandemic we are going to see, right? Then you have to be very innovative, very, very cutting edge in terms of your thinking. Most important risk which I see is the kind of people's mindset as to how do they keep the mindset intact and ensure that they are not falling into the kind of trap of pessimism. Honestly, the problem is complex and it's huge system, right? And a very diversified and very diverse system. And we have different kinds of kids. Majority of kids are coming as first generation learners. So if you look at, and on top of it, the entire pandemic and the learning loss and the rift created in terms of the learning. So if you look at the complexity on the ground is really, really big. But what would be really critical is to keep the resilience on, keep the patience and the kind of perseverance on. So how do you ensure that the people are adopting or adapting to the kind of situation and making sure that I think the biggest risk is to ensure this mindset, ensure this the motivation, sustain this motivation for another 5 years to see the fruit which they kind of plant the seed today. The main causes of this could be the ambiguity. So if you don't provide the clarity at all, right, how do you really reduce the ambiguity as much as you can? So be specific in terms of very clearly define the objectives, very clearly define the expectation from teachers, from parents, from head teachers, from CRC, BRCs, from districts, everyone. I mean, it's very clear. I think it'll be very important to have a very clear goals at every level, saying that, okay, this is what we are supposed to do, and this is the kind of roles and responsibility we have to play. But that will not have enough impact until you provide necessary support, right? I mean, one is that you have set the expectation, but you are not providing the support. So how do you really ensure that the system is geared towards ensuring that each and every person is clear in their mindset in terms of their roles and responsibility, but also they have been provided enough support to really achieve that? One more risk which I see is that could be that whether it's getting implemented in its true spirit or not. How do we ensure that everyone comes together? It's not only on the government, it's on everyone, right? I mean, it's on private, it's on academia, it's on civil society to really ensure that everyone comes together and try and solve for it instead trying to solve for it in their own silos.
What would be the key milestones and outcomes you would foresee or probably see as those, as a key driving force towards this successful mission?
If you look at the mission in its own, like in holistic form, then I think taking the kind of, prioritizing on the components which are most critical would be very critical, right? So for instance, do we have enough teachers in the system, like availability of teachers, for instance? Do we have enough motivated teachers in the system? Do we have framework whereby we can ensure that the community are becoming the part of it? Do we have clear goals for everyone? So I think some of the very basic milestones could be to have all the basics in place, which means that having a very clear kind of benchmark, very clear goal, very clear kind of roles and responsibility, the availability of the workforce, and then having the kind of at least bare minimum infrastructure in place so that you could create that preconditions to be able to move on your tasks. So the second is that if you look at the kind of any system to operate, right? I mean, or any mission to be successful, I think that requires broadly to my mind, three things. You need right kind of mindset of the people who are there in the system. You need people, definitely, right? Your motivated workforce, for instance, right? Until you have a motivated workforce, no matter what you come with, what your ambition, is very hard for you to really achieve that. And third, you need budget. Ultimately, you need resources to do that work, right? So how do you ensure that you are doing well on all three components? One is that having a right mindset, the will to do this, right? And then that is very much manifested by Prime Minister launching it, and then followed by very detailed guideline by Ministry of Education. Then now that is being sent to the states. The states are geared up. Category Corps is working with a couple of states, and we are seeing that a lot of action is happening on the ground. People are doing the workshop, they're looking at the curriculum, and then now new curriculum framework committee is in place. So that is very clear in terms of the attitude and the mindset they needed. What we really need to do to have a very motivated workforce and also kind of necessary budget. Now, budget, I mean, we are better in terms of the allocation of the budget to education. In terms of if you look at the kind of track record of past 10 years, we have increased allocation to education in some form. But I think more is needed. If you look at the kind of the objective and the ambition which is being set forth, especially in the mission, that require a lot of money, a lot of new thinking. So giving, I think just focusing a little bit or exploring more opportunities or the avenues to invite innovative financing for education in the form of bonds or impact investment would be very critical. How do you really ensure that there is a very clear accountability set by the third party who is putting in the investment and then taking the risk of putting their kind of resources to be able to show that. So how do you create that kind of environment and that kind of open spaces for the private financing to enter this space and help education system to really gain or get necessary resources to be able to push the education system? There is a lot of scope for improvement in terms of the entire process of dispersal and when they get the money, when they spend the money, when they send the UC. I think the entire process should be smoothened further, so that money is reaching timely, that is being spent timely, and then they kind of see the kind of benefit of that on the ground. So how do we really ensure a very high quality financial management system within that? And the third is the entire project plan. There are so many moving parts. If you look at the components, there are hundreds of things needs to be done, or thousands of things needs to be done. If you look at the work streams, within the work stream, there are so many things. So everything, if they work in their silos, in their own isolation, they will not work. So you need this to be stitched in some form. And for that, you need some external and internal support. And if you look at the policy manual, and also if you look at the kind of the mission document, it very clearly mentioned about the project management unit. And it says that there will be one national project management unit which will have certain consultants and who will be coming from the IT and non-IT sector. There will be technical people, especially coming for education. And there has been suggestion to the state as that state should also prepare a kind of PMU at the state level and the district level. There should be steering committee, state and district. So why PMU is because who will take care of the entire end-to-end project management of these things? There are so many things. So how do you really bring everything together? How do you ensure that the necessary learning is happening timely? And how do you ensure that the course correction is being done? So their expertise is needed. Either you identify that expertise within the system itself and create a PMU, or you really look for the external resources, like external people to come and set up the PMU for you, would be very critical. So I think this is the time when there is a lot of intent and openness in terms of bringing the private sector player to work together with the government. And I think we should harness on this energy and ensure that the best of all the world should come together and really capitalize on this energy which is being created by the launch of this mission in the country.
Any final thoughts from your side?
The final thing which I would like to kind of close my kind of this conversation with is that we need a lot of investment in terms of our heart, mind, and hands. Right? So it is very important that everyone in the system, in the country rather, right, each and every stakeholder really is committed to bring the genuine change. And that is why it is important for everyone to not let this energy go. And the kind of energy is being created. There are so many good things happening in the country already. How do you really identify them and ensure that they are contextualized in the space and being implemented? So I think this is the time for collective action, and everyone, like private, academia, government, individual stakeholder, they should come together and ensure the foundational literacy and numeracy a reality for each and every child in India. Because until you invest in that grade, those grades at that age group, 3 to 9 years of age group, until you invest there, everything else will fall apart. Because ultimately, whatever you provide at the later stage of the life, that will not get through until you set the basic foundations well. So I think education is very fundamental component. And I think we have very good national education policy. We have an amazing and detailed Nipun Bharat mission. And I think everyone should come together and everyone should just try and move with the culture of openness and be able to bring the best of all the words and try and just achieve this outcome.